Welcome to 448 Outdoors. I'm sorry about the lighting in here today. I'm in my garage, and although I can see, you may not have the best lighting to deal with. So anyway, we're in between a break of the hunt seasons. I don't muzzleload hunt, so I think it comes in this weekend. Gun season won't come back in until the 21st. And fishing trip that we were planning on doing, it kind of got canceled. We had other things come up. So anyway, I've had this question several times over the past few months asking me what I'm recording with or videoing with during my hunting stuff. So you kind of bear with me. Please don't look at the garage. We're still trying to get things straight. We moved in not too long ago, and just slowly working on it as we go. So anyway, I'm gonna go here and then kind of take everything apart and show you what I'm with now. I'm gonna have to just kind of tell you what I went with when I started this and kind of how I went through to where it morphed to where it is now. So anyway, we'll see how this goes. So I don't know if you can't really see it right now in this video, but this is the top of my stand. I have a Summit Viper. There it is. This is the top of my tree stand. This is the part that you sit in. The Summit Viper. Love the stand, by the way. And this is what I hunt out of predominantly. I don't typically, like I said in another video, I don't normally hunt private property, and I prefer to hunt out of my stand anyway, because I just enjoy having to be able to look around and see things compared to sitting in a shooting house. Now, having said that, a shooting house does have its advantage when it's cold or when it's raining or anything else, but I just prefer the openness of a tree stand. So anyway, this is the little contraption that I video with now. This is a little fluid camera head that my camera attaches to. I'll show you my cameras in a minute. It's actually bolted on. Let me see if I can take this camera off. I'll walk it over there and see what we can do with it here. So it's actually bolted on here to my stand. This is all 1-inch square tubing, aluminum, and you can get it at Lowe's. Like I said, it's bolted to my stand. The bolt heads are actually on the inside of the tubing. I left them in there because I didn't want a bunch of stuff out here grabbing everything. So they're in there. And then it's just a short piece right here, and it gets me out in front of my stand. And then this arm is, I want to say it's about 14-15 inches. I honestly don't have a measurement on it. I believe initially when all this started out, I had about a 48-inch arm, and you can see where I'm at now. Not very much. And then the fluid head. I've picked this fluid head up off of Amazon for about 25 bucks. So this is what I've got. There's a piece of 3/8, or not a piece, but there's actually a 3/8 bolt that goes through here. And that's just to give me clearance. I've put this on there, and it actually tightens that down right there. I don't know if I can take this off or not, but if I can, I'll take it off. You can see how it sits. Sorry about the camera. It's kind of hard to do me by myself here. So that's the arm. This is a 3/8 hole in the bottom of this fluid head. So basically, in a nutshell, that's it. Now I'll show you how I put all these together and all that, but this is what I'm working with here. I want to say overall this is about 15 inches. Actually, I have a tape measure right here. We can throw it on there real quick. So it's a little over 15 inches right there to the end of it. And this piece, you know, it depends on the length on where you bolt it onto the side of your stand, if you decide to do this. I mean, that's what I've done. So anyway, I don't know how this footage is going to look. It's kind of all over the place. But that's where we are right now. And then this fluid head, it just screws in on top. You've seen me screw it off, so you know it just screws in on top right here. So initially, when I done this, let me push this camera up here. when I done this and I put this together, I had this right here that I mounted to the tree. These pieces of, oh heck, I drew a blank. These U-bolts. I put them on there so I could put a ratchet strap on it to ratchet it to the tree. You'll see this right here. These little brackets that I made, they actually hold a bolt, and this bolted in there. That way it could swivel around however I wanted it to swivel. And in between the points of contact of the metal, they had these little nylon bushings. Like I said, all this stuff I got at Lowe's. So I mean, it's not like you have to go anywhere special to go get any of this. And I think I pretty much got everything for under 50 bucks. And this was my initial purchase. But like I said, it's been a whole lot cheaper if I'd have just started with this. But I guess I overthink it or thunk it or whatever. And it should have been just a little bit more simple than what it was. But these nylon bushings, oop, dropped it. Let's see, I think I have another one up here. These nylon bushings. Now, I've painted them, so, sorry, you can't really see, they're just white bushings. And like I said, they fit in between each point of contact of metal. So you're, put this down. You'd have a bolt, then you have that nylon washer, and it goes through there. Then you'd have another nylon washer, and then, you know, however it connected with another washer, and then this bolt. Now, something I did do as well is I bought some sleeves, and I don't know that I have any sleeves left, and you can buy those at Lowe's too. It's all over in the hardware part. And I cut them, or I used them whole, depending on what I needed at the time when I was trying to put all this together, to make my gap. Because when these fold up, you've got to have this tubing to where there's enough gap so it's not button up to the head of the bolt and stuff, so you can fold it up and close it and lay it down however you want to store it. And that was another thing that I liked this, the way I've done this. It's attached to the stand. I don't have to worry about taking it down from the tree, folding it all up, putting it together, and then throwing it on the stand and then trying to strap it down or ratchet it down so it doesn't rattle or make any noise. It's already attached to the stand. I just bolt it up and tie it together and tie it to the stand. Just one less thing that I needed to fool with. And that was another plus for being a little bit smaller there. Now, will it shoot film 360 degrees around the tree? No, it won't. It will not get to my far left side. I videoed just about probably 720 degrees is what it's going to cover from left, starting from your about 90-degree left all the way around to as far back behind the tree as you can get on the right. And that's just because it's on the right side of the stand. Now, if you were to, I don't know, make the arm a little longer, or make this first arm that come off the stand a little further out, then you probably could get around, because you got to take it around you to do it. And then if you're shooting while you're also trying to film, you also got to have clearance for yourself to move, draw, pull your gun up, whatever it is you're shooting or hunting with, you know, so you need it long enough to do that. So that's why I came up with this. I knew it wasn't totally foolproof, that I was still going to be missing some footage if something just happened to come out on that side, or that's just where all the action happened. It happened to me the first night I tried videoing, and that was the initial arm I had. That initial arm was 48 inches from tree to the very end of it. It had 3 of these on there. It was very cumbersome as far as manipulating it while you were trying to video. And just put it together to get it on your tree stand so you could haul it out. So it was very cumbersome. And that's what made me get to thinking about changing. Now, I went from three of these to 2, and still this was too long. It just stuck way out away from your tree stand, and there was just too much. Now, somebody else might like it. I like to be minimal as far as, you know, having things going out away from the tree and all that. You know, I like to be minimal as far as my movement when I'm videoing, because I'm not always shooting what I'm videoing. You know, I may just be wanting a video, and I don't want to spook it by any means. So the less to me is the better. You know, it just depends on what you want. So that's why I done it the way I done it. Let's see. Not sure if there's anything else I'm missing here. I'm sure I'm missing something, but I can't think of nothing off the top of my head. Let's see. Oh, okay. Well, let's just talk about the cameras now. You know, a lot of these hunts that you see, you have a primary camera and you have a secondary camera, and you use the secondary camera to catch like your drawing of your bow, and you know, just the picture, the point of view. It's a point of view camera is what it is. So for that, I actually have this GoPro. It's a GoPro 5 Hero, black, whatever. And it does all my footage from my tree on top, you know, down towards me. I'm still having issues trying to find places to put this, because our pine trees around here don't always have some place where you can hook this to. So if I get close enough to some cover or whatever, I'll hook it up. You know, I'll just clamp it up to a branch or something like that. I have put it on my stand, but it seems like it's too close and you can't really catch a whole lot from it. But GoPro Hero 5. I mean, you can use any GoPro, any action camera will work. This is just what I started videoing with, you know, fishing videos and all that stuff, and this is what I have. So, and it takes great pictures. But again, it's better for that, because you can't focus with this. You know, I'm not focused. You can't zoom in with this, because it's just how it's designed. You get nice wide views and footage, you know, and there's a lot of features on this GoPro now where you can kind of change that a little bit, and you get the fisheye effect if you use some of them, but there's a linear setting on here for your view, and it kind of boxes everything in like it would be normally, kind of like what you're looking at right now on this camera. So anyway, that's my secondary camera. I do have a couple other action cameras similar to these, but I don't typically use them. I don't really care for them. They seem to be a little more fragile than this one. I do have them in case something happens and I've got to have a backup, so that's great, but I just prefer not to use them if I don't have to. I like this one. So I'm gonna turn this on and we're gonna video the camera that you're filming on. I mean, you really can't see a whole lot on that camera because I've decked it out with camo tape just to kind of do what we need to do. So it's got a lot of shiny features on it, and I try to keep it trimmed down. So anyway, what the heck we got going on here? Get out of there. All right, so this is a Canon Vixia. I think it's a HFR 500. Don't quote me on that. That's not exact, but that's what I use in my tree when I'm trying to video. It does a good job. It shoots 1080 60p. That's its max rating, and it's got motion stability and all that stuff. It's not a fancy camera. It's not a high dollar camera. I'm not getting paid to do this, so hey, I just enjoy doing this. I'm collecting this footage for myself. I'm just thankful that some of you guys like it. And it gives me something to look at later when I get a lot older and maybe not be able to do this, but I hope that never happens. So anyway, that's my camera setups. There's different, you know, pieces or accessories you can get for each of these items. This clamp is a lifesaver at times. I use it a lot for fishing because I can clip it up on my center console and move it around and get run with it and all that other stuff. As far as the Canon camera goes, it's got a tripod right there with a fluid head, and fluid head's a big thing. If you go to get any of these cameras, the fluid head is the bomb. You really need that. The friction head, there's too much inconsistencies with your movement. I still kind of struggle with that a little bit on the fluid head, but it's a whole lot better than using the friction head. And that's, you know, that fluid head I've got, it sits on here too. And all these accessories that I have here was less than $30 a piece. You know, I think the tripod that I'm have this camera on right now was about 18-20 bucks. This right here was, I think, $10. And then the other fluid head, I think it was around $24 that I used for the stand. So anyway, that's all I got. I hope you like it. If you like what you see and everything else, please like and subscribe to videos. And please share. Anything we can do can help. Try to grow this thing, get a little bigger. That'd be great. You know, kind of get some stuff out there. And if there's anything y'all would like to see, or see anything different, or you'd like me to try to video, if I can, let me know and we'll see what we can do. But until next time, y'all stay safe and we'll see you soon.